Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, this video is save money, mark down food, and stockpiling food and running on empty to get through the month. So how are we going to do this? Well, I've been doing this all my life. So that is what we're going to discuss. So first of all, what I made for dinner is I had these small hams. Notice how this can is smaller than this can, and these were a little bit over $4, but see how the cans are like smaller? So I was going to grab one of these, and I remembered that I had this kind. I think I bought this one for $3.99 at 99 cents only, so that's discount shopping. So that is the first thing. So let's have some dinner. So what I did was I'm saving my energy, and I have the pan tipped. I baked 1/3 of a ham, and so I have a third of a can of ham for sandwiches, and then I'm having this ham, and I am going to freeze the rest. My fries are kind of greasy, but they'll drain onto the plate. And then I didn't know I was going to make this, but I bought this coleslaw at Walmart. So for the rest of the month, I am going to be eating my stockpile down. If I have to buy a little bit of food, that is fine. And then I mentioned to you guys, I bought these at Walmart. I bought these, I thought I'm going to try these. Mild okra. So these are good if you like pickles at all, but it's not so much that I like pickles so much, but I like pickled food because the vinegar in the pickled food, I can easily eat 4 of these. The vinegar in the pickled food keeps you safe from germs. So we pick up most of the germs in the winter time. So I just poured oil. I think I went a little bit overboard, but that is okay. Let's see if I can find my salt. I like salt on my fries too. Okay, so running on low. Okay, I used to buy $5 worth of gas every other day. And the guy would get really exasperated and say, why don't you just buy $20? And I thought, because I don't want to, because I want to make sure I never run out of money. Okay, I bought this milk, oat milk marked down. I make every effort for 97 cents at grocery outlet. So this is about 7.25. It's 59 fluid ounces. So this is an example of shrinkflation, except that I got this so incredibly cheap. So I try to drink 2 cups of milk. So at about 8 cups, that would last me 4 or 5 days. Also, I'll just use it in cooking. So I bought that today. When they have marked down food so cheap, they're practically giving it away. If you go into these places, today I spent some money, and we'll get into that. And I was mentioning to you guys, at this time in the month, I tend to spend money, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, I think that's because that's when they have all the deals. Okay, so what I would want to do is hang on to all the money I could and just spend enough money to live my life. So, okay, let's say if I'm running on empty practically at $5 every other day, but I can get to where I'm going and back, what is the difference? So, the idea of this is to maintain the lowest spending amount that you can live decent. People used to ask me how I did it. And, you know, I used to try to explain it to them, but it is a little bit difficult. But if you guys have been following me, okay, so say if this ham was $4 and I cut it in 3 pieces, that'd be $1.25. The potatoes are cheap. The okra is, how many servings is this? It says 8, but if you eat a lot like I do, it's not so much. All right. I realized something, you know, when my phone conked out. By flipping your screen, say if I'm looking at you, if I flip the screen, you'd be looking the other way. So I noticed the video was much better than when you're looking at yourself because you're actually facing the wrong way. So, okay, I just wanted to mention that. So I'll get used to doing it this way. So I have an ice cube. Oh, this is just some water. I thought I love amber glassware. So, okay, I mentioned to you guys, I'm withdrawing from caffeine. So tea was really treacherous. It kicked up my insomnia and almost killed me. So I thought I'll back off this Diet Coke habit a little bit. Try to drink a little. I can't drink this stuff either. I mean, I am drinking it as much as I can, but I think this stuff has sugar in it. And if I was to drink a large quantity of this, that would make me very, very sick. Okay. So now we want to maintain spending on food and rent. That is people in the lower class, major expenditures, transportation, utilities, and cell phone. One can go without a telephone and a car if necessary. All of the utilities can be turned off at the breaker except for the refrigerator all day long when you're at work. My son doesn't want me to do that. So the rent can't be, you don't have to have a car. The rent can't be controlled, so you have to pay that. And so the food can be controlled. So that is why you want to stockpile. Like this month, I think I ate out of the stockpile 22, by the end of the month, 22 times. But if you don't have a stockpile, you can learn to, you can also mix your tea with this, which would reduce the amount of tea. I have some good mint tea, and what's so good about mint tea is if you have some left, or any tea, you can freeze it. Okay, so I want to maintain the lowest spending that I possibly can. I want to go without. Like, I say to myself, can I go without this? And if I can, I want to go without it. Unless it's going to make me too miserable or lower my standard of living. So, okay, and so then, not just going without, but just buying basics, like, you know, basic food. Like, mainly I concentrate on dinners. Today I had this can of soup, and I had some homemade bread and butter. I was fine with that. I eat that sometimes in the middle of the night. All right, so go without if you possibly can, and just buy the basics. To make do with what you have. Okay, if you have, like a good example is furniture. Okay, a lot of us like to get new stuff all the time. I myself am the worst. But my furniture is fine, and I like it. So I want to go without that. Maybe a couple of pillows, but I got a brand new pillow for Christmas, and I found 2 pillows that look pretty good. And I made some flower arrangements for Valentine's Day. So by the time it's all said and done, I have those, well, I made them for Christmas. I will have them 3 months, and so I can switch up my flower arrangements. And so just make do. I mean, I don't like it when my clothes get too shabby, but I don't go anywhere, so I can let my clothes go pretty shabby. Okay, so now number 3 thing, this kind of seems counterintuitive, but if you have the money, buy a lot, because then you won't have to buy anything for a long time. And buy in bulk. So if it's anything like beans, like I try to eat beans maybe once a week. It's not that I really like them. It's not that I really like them or really hate them, but I want to be a little bit used to eating them. Like I had the burrito meal. I probably won't eat beans for the rest of the month. Okay, so buy in bulk. 4, find the cheapest. So say like if you can do it, you're going week by week. So to get through the week, maybe buy a little shampoo. I shop like crazy to find the cheapest hairspray, and I finally found Schwab hairspray. I think it was at Walmart for $5, but I'm still looking for hairspray. Some of the dollar hairsprays are really bad, not worth buying, and some of the hairsprays are $10, or a little bottle of shampoo or a package of conditioner, and the Dollar Trees don't have those packages of conditioners. So just say, okay, maybe like buying the gas $5 every day, every other day, I can buy a little bit just to get through the week before I spend more. Okay, so how about small meals as often as you can, maybe even eating out. Like I get free hamburgers at McDonald's, and I've got tons of points. I can go like for the rest of this month easily eating at McDonald's every other day. Or there's burritos, which I do love, burritos from Taco Bell, and there's 2 tacos from Jack in the Box, Del Taco. Okay, focus on timing. Like, okay, you're focusing, like right now I'm focusing on this week and next week, so basically the end of the month, and I'm trying to be as thrifty as I possibly can. I have been pretty thrifty this month. Okay, now buy used items. So I was mentioning to you, I think it was last summer, I bought big piles of sweaters. Well, probably next month I'm going to be buying big piles of shirts. And what I do is I go to the thrift store and I just buy everything they have in my size, if it's half price, and then I just come home, wash them, and hang them up and wear them. Okay, now, when you're doing this kind of stuff, I think a lot of people who don't have very much money get very discouraged because it takes a while to accumulate some prosperity, because you don't have that much money, you're not saving that much money. But say if you do the stockpiling thing where you're stockpiling 1 meal 1 week and 2 meals the next week, and you get 6 meals, and at the end of the week you can eat 6 days out of your stockpile. In time, you're going to be living better, and you're not likely to do some crazy stuff like eat out. I like to eat out, but if you have watched my videos, I think it was like 2 years ago, I bought a torpedo sandwich for $10. It tastes so good too. Okay. So just realizing like these unsustainable plans won't last because they're too miserable. Don't upgrade basics. So like clothes, cars, furniture, and appliances. As soon as people get a little money, they start upgrading their car for one thing. So one of the things I did do right is I have not upgraded anything. I got a decent car, it's paid for. I buy my clothes at the thrift store. I already mentioned furniture, but I do want to get one of the big toaster ovens and a grill. When, I don't know. Hopefully if I could find them at a thrift store, that'd be super duper. Okay, now, like when you're running on low, do not spend a lot of money on vacations or like fun type things like the casinos. When I was working in the shops, they would come in on Monday so desperate for money, and I didn't cash my paycheck until Monday, and I used to think it was just the most ridiculous thing, irritating. Maybe I can get my tea in here. Let's see. That would be good. And what would be really, really good is I would have, I just barely, so this is what I want to do, because tea gives me insomnia. So if you persevere in your bad habits, it's going to really help you out. Okay, so vacations and fun. I love to eat out, but we have the beach here. The casino's fine. I play jacks or better all day. I can go forever, but you know, spending too much money. Day trips, camping. Some people like camping. From here, I can go on a very cheap trip to Las Vegas. Okay, now, the 11 is probably one of the most important things, is canned food. If you can stockpile some kind of, this is canned food, that is going to help more than anything. Okay, now I have cheat meals again. The more cheat meals you have in your mind, the easier it is to do your grocery shopping. Hot dogs with fries or rice, fried egg sandwich, hamburgers, tacos. You don't have to make your own hamburgers. Pancakes and eggs, chicken and mashed potatoes, bacon and eggs. So your meat would be hot dogs, eggs, hamburger, bacon, and chicken. Okay, that's number one. Number two, beans and bacon or beans and ham, cup of noodles and grilled cheese sandwich, salmon balls and fries, sandwich and chips. Remember, I stocked up on the chips, so they'd be tuna, bologna, salami, or egg salad, baked beans, and then with eggs, and your baked beans go on your toast, or baked beans and hot dogs, chicken and noodles. The way I do that is I just I boil the chicken, and hopefully I have some vegetables, and I boil it until the chicken is ready to fall off the bones, and then I just add noodles. Meatloaf, I usually have meatloaf about once a week. I have been buying 1 pound of hamburger and 1 pound of turkey burger. And then I like to stuff it in bell peppers, and you can make a meatloaf sandwich. Let me give you a shot of the food. I think this is one of the reasons people, you know, this flipping of your screen, why people are not connecting better with their YouTube audiences. My fans are fabulous, however. Okay, so last night I had chicken and mashed potatoes left over, and then tonight was the ham meal. Okay, now I want to talk to you guys. Where is that? What I bought today. All right, I spent $61.25. So I think I got to the bottom of this spending on the 3rd or 4th week. The reason I did it is because I stopped into grocery outlet, and I was looking for pickled food, because also pickled food is a good way to store veggies. So I go in there, and first thing I found was, I think this is 5 pounds. This is 5 pounds of cheese for $3.97. I thought, I will take this, and I will just freeze this, because I needed cheese. So if you're not picky, when does this expire? It expires 1/29/24, but I'm sure it's still good. So that's the first thing I bought there. The second thing I bought was these parfaits, you know, so I have some little desserts, and I already ate 2, so those were to my liking. For $3.99. I bought 2 cans of cashews because, you know, I want to realize that you can make your own cashew milk, or you can use these nuts to take the place of meat if anything happens. So I bought 2 of these. It was 1 pound for $5.99, and I bought 2 of them for $11.98. And then I bought the oat milk for 97 cents. So I spent $20.91, and I saved $36.04. So the high dollar items I bought were the cashews. Then I went to 99-cent only next door, and I saw they had 2 kinds of this lemonade. Oh, I'm so glad I bought 4 of these. This is going to help me in my quest to quit the Diet Coke. I wouldn't quit, but I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm 69, and I'm pretty sure that I can't get away with it much longer. So far, I've been so healthy. I've been so lucky. So I don't want my luck to desert me. So let's see. Okay, that is perfect. That was a brutal insomnia. So lemonade, 99 cents each, and I bought 4. And then the other high dollar item that I bought was this vegetable oil. So I have a third of one that I bought, and this one, and then I have 2 olive oils and a half one. So I have plenty of oil. That is not something you want to run out of. So it was $17.50, and the high dollar item was vegetable oil. But then it's going back to buying in bulk. Now, if you have a tax return or extra money, I don't usually shop that way. I do the running on empty, but when I was doing hair, if you did a lot of work and you needed product, then that cut into the money you made. So it's the same thing with your food. Okay, Walmart, only bought 2 little things. I was still on the quest for pickled food, so Walmart's pretty good. I got this really good sauerkraut, and I got these beets. And then I got the jars. Whenever possible, if the price is similar, I want to grab the jars. So if I could have made that with my ham or hot dogs or corned beef with sauerkraut, and potatoes is really good. So that was $4.24. So I ended up spending $61.25. Okay, now I want to talk to you about this. Alabama is passing the law that people can be executed, convicted murderers with nitrogen gas, pure nitrogen, leading to unconsciousness in a few seconds, causing death in several minutes. Okay, if you die of, say, drowning, so it binds up the oxygen, it usually takes six minutes. So then they're saying it's more humane than electrocution, would last 2 minutes. Lethal injection 30 to 60 seconds and costs $86.08. 2023 firing squad, which they described as especially gruesome in Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah, and Idaho, but the governor of Idaho executed a temporary stay blocking the firing squad. So that is kind of like news. The quickest way and the cheapest way is probably the firing squad. Okay, I have come to something with the 3 days of darkness. Okay, I heard that the 3 days of darkness will be preceded by fog, right? So if you see very treacherous fog, you want to get into the house. So I had a dream of this. It looked like a black cloud over the ocean. And I thought, wow, what if that gets to land? That could cause darkness. But if these dark clouds were to settle on the earth, because you cannot drive in heavy fog, it could literally make us dark for some days. So we want to prepare for the 3 days of darkness. Okay, now the mark of the beast. I am getting somewhere. Some of this stuff I have studied for years, going, it's this, it's that. Okay, the mark of the beast. Okay, the mark of the beast will be, what is this? You'll be able to tell the person's marked by a yearning for darkness, like evil. Accepting willingness and inclination towards evil, and in fact loving it to get some benefit, like what? Fame, wealth, occult power, avoiding things like food starvation, and also to secure some magic. So if you see these things I just mentioned, the mark could literally be an unclean spirit. Okay, now another thing is Antichrist, disliking of Christians. Good is bad and bad is good. Killing of innocents. Sex with strange flesh. Say that one like you want, like animals or fallen angels or aliens. Power by being indwelt by the devil. And the thing about them is the people with the mark are going to like it, and they're not going to want to move away from that. Like all the good people are going, my God, that's dangerous. Cruelty to animals and children and overindulgence. Now this is why if you have one of these habits like alcohol, that one was a treacherous one to quit. It took me about 1.5 years to taper off of that. Overindulgence in smoking, caffeine. So I am ridding myself of those because these kind of things could lead to a bad direction. Another thing that's bad is like the same thing, dependence on pharmacological or prescription drugs or illegal drugs. So those are all the things. These are the people that are going to be, what do you want to call it, more weakened to get this mark, which could be, they could just be children of the devil. And so I just wanted to mention that because it seems like we're seeing more and more of this kind of stuff, like the lady who married her dog. Whoa, that doesn't seem like a good idea. The dog did look happy. I was watching that like 2 and 3 times. Okay, now we're going week by week, or weekends and weekdays, cutting utilities and gasoline. So think about canned fruit, so you can make jam, canned vegetables, so you can have meat, carb, and vegetables, like pickled food, milk, 2 cups. If you find it cheap like this, grab it. Meat, that you can keep in your freezer. Nuts, so you can make peanut butter. And mainly, I think the thing about nuts is nut milk. Okay, they make good yogurt. Not so much butter or, well, I guess you could make sour cream. I am going to be making yogurt in my, I'm going to get a small crock pot. So I want to get an electric grill, a large microwave, and a small crock pot so that I can be doing some of this stuff. It's easier and less of a mess. Since I have been doing these low cooking meals, I have made like no messes. I will be making bread. Like I only have 1 roll left, so that means tomorrow I've got to make some potato bread. And I really like it because there's potatoes and milk in my bread. And then sometime like next month, I'm probably going to buy more milk. I have lots of milk, but if you have milk, eggs, cheese, sour cream, I might freeze some of that sour cream and cream cheese in your freezer, and then you have lunch meat, and then you have an assortment of meat, and you have carbs, and you have fruit, and you have bread and butter, you're going to be able to run on low very easily because you don't need any food. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe.